Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I always ask you choose the stone that draws you. Choose the stone that appeals to you today. And we'll begin. All right, for those of you who chose, we've got big stones today. For those of you who chose the rose-colored quartz, we have the King of Cups. We've got the Queen of Coins and the Nine of Wands. So nothing major, minor arcana here, although you do have a really nice mature king and a really nice mature queen. So whether those represent aspects of your personality, sort of some stability, some emotional stability, ability to ride things out, some insightfulness, some stability and ability to manifest tangible things that are helpful to you and other people and nurturing. This queen and king are good. They're good cards. They're telling you that you've got a lot going for you. And whether they're aspects of your personality today, or maybe they represent, or at least one of them could represent somebody else in your life. But boy, I like the stability here, right? Of both emotions and just sort of the tangible things in life. Finances perhaps, but the tangibles. And then we have this Nine of Wands right over here. So for some of you, this Nine of Wands pops up because while you have matured and you have accomplished in your lifetime, there may be some history of some pretty tough things back there, and times in your life when you were embattled, or a sense of maybe even guardedness, like, oh gosh, what's next kind of thing. Maybe I feel like sometimes some of the most stable people, the most, the people who have planned the best, or who, the security is important to them. They always make sure they have it. The ability to kind of use self-control, emotional self-control, even in turbulence. Sometimes that is the effect, well, it's the response people had to difficult times or to traumatic times in their lives. So this could be a compliment to you, a reassurance that you've developed so much. You've taken that and developed a lot. It usually is also, when this card comes up with these two cards or other similarly good cards, it's usually saying you may feel guarded, like what else is going to come at me? Or you may feel concerned or worried. I think this is saying you've got it. You've got this situation. You're just fine. And these are minor arcana, so this might not be a huge deal at this time in your life, but it may be a day when something you're hearing or something you're remembering or something you're feeling has you feeling kind of uneasy, or, like I said, guarded, worried, on the lookout. I think Spirit is saying, you know what? You've done a terrific job creating security for yourself and developing emotional maturity. Do not worry. I mean, I really think that's what this is. So that is great. I love it when that card comes up with two positive cards. That tells me that while a person may be feeling kind of guarded or concerned, there's probably no reason. So for those of you who chose this beautiful agate, the Madagascar agate, oh my goodness, that's a heavy stone. We have the Tower. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Two of Wands. Very interesting. So the Tower is something that is changing things. It can be a sudden event, but this is not a new event. I say that because we have the Three of Swords there. That would suggest this has been something that has been bringing some heartache, or it reminds you of some kind of pattern in the past, or some heartaches in the past, or some disappointments in the past. It reminds you of that, or it triggers some painful thoughts for you. But like I said, I do not think this is something new, like today, this week. This is something that's been going. And so it could be this time in history too. But we have the Two of Wands here. It's sort of like weighing your options. You know, sometimes that's about major goals, your major priorities in life. And a lot of times that two shows up, I feel like when somebody has two main things they need to go back and forth to, you know, like today I focus more on this, tomorrow I focus more on that priority. And maybe they are weighing their options for the future. This can also be weighing your options for the future. This is the world explorer. Where do I go? So I feel like you have two sides of this tower to choose from. You can stay with the Three of Swords, which is sort of, you know, I don't know, getting bogged down in the fact that you haven't conquered this yet, or this is still with you, or this pattern, or whatever heartache this is, or disappointment this is, it just doesn't seem to go away quickly. You can stay with that focus, or you can go to the Two of Wands, where you're weighing your options, and this is life-giving. These are little leaves on these wands. You know, the water is in the distance. There's a hopeful kind of view here, and the world is in his hands. So I really think this is about, even when things happen that do change things and may seem jarring, we do have a choice for how we choose to see it. And so I think Spirit is saying, what about the next adventure? Trying to tempt you to feel like that. And you know, a lot of times we don't feel like that if we're dealing with the effects of the Tower. Maybe we're even tired of it with that Three of Swords, but Spirit will try to whisper to us and try to get us to have some enthusiasm, give us some energy if we ask for it. For those of you who chose the turquoise, we have the Devil, we have the Hermit, and we have the Two of Cups. Very interesting. So the Devil is being bedeviled by something. I'm thinking it's not about this relationship, because this is a nice positive card for it, but you may be bedeviled by some sort of excess or some worry, some excessive thinking about something, just being out of balance, feeling trapped by a situation perhaps. Maybe it's a different relationship you feel trapped in. There's something there. But you know, that devil is just the discomfort before the change. It's just cranking up the heat so that we are ready for a change. Spirit, you know, I don't feel like, for me, I don't believe Source or Spirit ever brings anything negative. But I do believe that we sometimes are motivated by our growing discomfort with this situation, because it simply is time to have a change or dispense with this pattern, and we know it, our soul knows it, our spirit knows it, so that that discomfort can increase because it's time. So we have the Hermit there, who is signifying messages from the other side, help, support, guidance. See, now that Hermit, he only sees the next steps. It's nighttime, he's got a lamp, right? He only sees the next steps. And in fact, it looks like he's walking on slippery ground. But the Hermit is quite sure of himself. He is quite independent. He does not need anything, because his security is within. His paradise, his beautiful landscape is within. He meditates, you know? That's where he's looking for transcendence. He's not looking to change his surroundings or change anything. He's looking for transcendence. So the Hermit comes up to let you know that it's a good day to meditate. It's a good time to meditate. It's a good time to, you know, sometimes with this Devil, we're thinking about a situation a lot because we cannot accept it. We won't accept that it's there. We have this strange thing we can do as human beings, where we can refuse to accept a reality and get all kind of upset about it and just make it worse for ourselves. So sometimes it's sort of like, if we accept that, yes, this is my reality today, I can be okay during it. The Hermit would say, I can be okay during anything if I still my mind and I focus and I, you know, meditate. I can do that. That's my challenge in life. That's what the Hermit would say. But we can come to some acceptance of situations we don't want. It doesn't mean that it's going to stay that way. Sometimes we have to accept that this is the way it is before we can then change and transform it. So for what it's worth, I felt compelled to say that. And the Two of Cups is about a nice interaction you may have with someone. Maybe you have an agreement with somebody. Maybe you have support from somebody. Maybe there's you're seeing eye to eye with somebody else on an issue. That's a great comfort. So here we have comfort in meditation. Here we have comfort in a nice interaction or agreement or partnership with somebody else. So that's all wonderful. I feel like you have plenty of resources, spiritual and interpersonal, to overcome whatever this is. Take the next step. So that is really interesting. I like those cards. Very interesting. For those of you who chose the banded greenstone, we have the Moon. We have the Nine of Coins. We have the Queen of Swords. All right. Well, the Moon, oh, I love these cards, you guys. The Moon is your intuition, very strong. You don't need to know everything about what's going to unfold because your intuition is leading you. And it could be on a winding path. You know, I always like this winding path because it's sort of like, I feel like Spirit is very frequently trying to increase our intuition, our trust in it, our trust in our ability to get guidance from Source, because there's a winding path that we're going to be going down. And it's not like we can set our feet upon it and it's structured and we know exactly how it's going to go. It's not like that. Source wants to bring us safely through and bring us through our goal. These almost look like two goalposts, don't they? Bring us to the victory, to the end of our path. And it may wind and it may twist and turn. And so we may have to rely on our intuition for a good portion of it. We may be able to plan with this Queen of Swords. We may be able to use a great intellect and terrific planning ability, though. So it's like you've got it going on. You've got both, you know. You can be very logical and use your intellect. Also, the Queen of Swords, she'll hear that Ace of Swords. She'll see it coming from Spirit. She'll get that clarity, that revelation, that epiphany too. So that's good. But this is the knowing. It might even be hard to describe, but it's the knowing. So you've got it going on. You can do this. You know, whatever. You're going to be able to pick your way through this time in your life and do quite well. Because that Nine of Coins is the self-made woman or self-made man. That's enjoying luxuries, enjoying what you've already created, what you've already built up. This is security you've built up, financial security, or simply the ability to have some comforts and some pleasures, some luxuries, you know, and they don't have to be extravagant. I mean, this woman is enjoying being outside more than she's enjoying anything, but she's also got a lovely gown. This is about enjoying it as you go, enjoying the security, what you've built, what you've earned as you go, because wow, you might be in a place where Spirit's really trying to keep you in the present moment. And you don't have all the answers about the future, but Spirit's saying, oh boy, you can enjoy every single moment of the present. And that is all right. And that is well and good. You know, it's that kind of thing. So these are great cards. Absolutely terrific cards. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.